Right then, so today we are on lesson 31, and this is going to be a lesson which is a two-part lesson this week and next week, and it's called Golden Energy Healing, or the Aya Golden Energy Healing System, and it's a two-part lesson. So this is our system of intention healing, let's say. And it's going to focus mainly on hands healing. So it's probably easy to see that it's going to be quite difficult to teach a whole system of hands healing in 2 lessons. So basically what we've done is we've created a system of healing, the Aya Golden Energy Healing System, and we're going to present the idea of it over these 2 lessons. But then it's going to become a much bigger course on its own, to be honest with you. So we're going to present this idea to you in this lesson and the next lesson, and then it's going to take another year to do the actual practicing, because we can't actually get you to practice with hands healing on a virtual course. Otherwise, everyone would have to get like a recipient of healing and have them all lying down and, practicing at the time. It's just not going to work, is it? And, I can't do it just here demonstrating, because then you're not getting the practice. And a lot of the hands healing stuff that we're going to be talking about is about practicing and gaining the experience while doing it. So that's why we've designed this system in a way that you can take it away, and in the second year of practice you can actually practice with it and log all the stuff that you're doing as well. So in these 2 lessons we're going to present that. So I've got a document to show you. I'm also going to talk you through the whole system basically, and this lesson, these 2 lessons hopefully will just do about an hour's worth of golden energy healing system of explanations, and then we'll do maybe 45 minutes of self-healing techniques as well, because we need to fit that in. Like, I think we're going to try and do some chakra breathing today, and maybe even a guided meditation if we can fit that in as well. And these self-healing techniques we need to fit into the fast track course. We've talked about them in the self-healing lessons at the beginning of the course, but we haven't actually done the practical. So we're going to be doing a bit more practical from now onwards as well. So let's start. So first of all, let's start by talking about the Aya healing departments, just to remind you the structure of the Aya healing department, because don't forget, we've got Aya, awaken your awareness. That's the whole organization. That's like the parent organization. And then you've got different departments, and Aya healing is a department within Aya. So Aya healing has 3 departments or sub-departments within it. It's got network healers. It's got Aya care. Aya care is specialized care. And it's got Aya Shanta. Aya Shanta is end of life care. So network healers, Aya network healers, that's one department. And this qualification is for healers to work within Aya network healers. Now within network healers, we've got some different programs running, haven't we? We've got the clinic program. We've got the health flow program. And the clinic program, and you know all this, I know, but I'm just reminding you, the clinic program is self-healing plus energy healing. And the health flow program is just energy healing. And all the energy healing that we've really been talking about so far is distance energy healing. The clinic, the energy healing in clinic is done through distance, and the energy healing in health flow is done through distance. And the reason is because there's no geographical limits then. We can send, it can be a virtual program. Our healers can be everywhere, and the recipients of healing can be even more everywhere. And so there's absolutely no limits to it, really. So that's why we've done that. However, there is another way of giving healing, and this is through using your hands. Well, actually, there's 3 delivery methods, but there's hands healing, there's proximity healing, and there's distance healing. Now, the hands healing method, we haven't talked about that much in the fast track yet, but it is a whole group of techniques to learn. And network healers, the healers within network healers that are qualified, have to learn these techniques. They have to be able to do hands healing. If they want to do hands healing, they don't have to, but they have to know how to do it. And they might want to practice hands healing. So they have to be qualified in it. So that's why the golden energy healing system exists. It's the AIR way of giving energy healing through the hands. Now, we do talk about, in this system, we do talk about the 3 different methods, but it's overwhelmingly focused on using the hands. So that is being face-to-face with somebody, using your hands to give healing. I should say, by the way, while I'm talking here, please do ask questions, and if it turns into a discussion, that's absolutely fine. There's no PowerPoint or anything, so if you've got questions, just ask as we go, and we can have discussion on the way. Yes, it is that name, Golden Energy Healing. Yeah, or AIR Golden Energy Healing. So it is a system of healing for intention healing. It's a system of healing through the hands, and it's focused on intention healing. And this system we're going to teach to the general public as well. So this is a system of healing that we want to teach to everyone. We want to get everyone in the world to be practicing this type of energy healing. It's a bit like self-healing. We want to be teaching everybody the basics of self-healing. Well, we also want to be teaching everybody the basics of energy healing as well, for use with friends and family. So it's in 2 parts almost. It's like partly for the general public, but it's also part of the fast track course, because our healers have to be proficient in this type of healing as well. So basically, it's going to start as a set of 24 videos. And they're going to be on YouTube, and they're going to be quite short videos. And that is then going to expand into a larger course of probably 7 lessons. Maybe make it a bit like the pyramid course, the self-healing pyramid course. But for the moment, it's a set of 24 lessons, which are just short lessons, video lessons on YouTube. So basically, they're uploaded to YouTube already. And after that, there's going to be, as part of the fast track, there's going to be a system where in the second year, in the second year, you got the first year of the theory of the fast track, and then in the second year, you've got the practice, haven't you? You're taking on healing partners. Well, in addition to that, there's going to be a year's section where you've got to go away and practice hands healing as well. And there's loads of different exercises within these videos that you need to practice on other people, and you'll have to log that as well. They're set privately at the moment, so you can't see them on, but they are going to be on the AIR YouTube channel, the official YouTube channel. So I just wanted to wait till they're all uploaded before I set them to public. But it's going to be like a course for the public. So the way I've done the videos is that I'm presenting to the public. So it's a short course of energy healing, of golden energy healing for the general public. And at the same time, it's also for the fast track course as well. And then that course will expand into a bigger course, a bit like the pyramid course, basically. Yes. So let's just go back to the structure of network healers. We've got the clinic, and we've got health flow. Well, at the moment, hands healing doesn't really fit anywhere, does it? We've actually put it in health flow, haven't we, just for the moment, because it's got no actual place of its own yet. And that's kind of how AIR actually evolves, generally speaking. It evolves from one thing, and then it sort of buds off, and when we need something else, we evolve another program or another project or something like that. So what's going to happen with hands healing is that it's going to become another program in network healers. So there will be the clinic, there will be health flow, and there will be golden energy healing. And so basically, this is face-to-face, obviously. So it's not really distance healing, so it's not part of clinical health flow. But if a network healer would like to start giving hands healing, or continue if they've got a practice already, then it can be part of that particular program. So there's 3 programs in network healings instead of 2, basically. Does that make sense? Yes, I think they could be combined. Absolutely. Yeah. If you've got in the clinic, if you've got a healing partner who lives near you, then and they like having hands healing, then you can definitely combine that. Yeah, for sure. And I think, yeah, absolutely. So the public facing one, I've made it very, very clear in the course that it's not a qualification. So you'll see that when you see the videos, and there's a big disclaimer on the video just before the video starts, and there's also a big legal disclaimer in the description of the video. So it's nice and clear. It's not a qualification, and it doesn't allow you to use energy healing as a clinical practice. It is just for friends and family. So that's for the public facing view, 100%. One thing to mention about that is with network healers is that once network healers is formed, and once we're working in a network like that, hands healing is no different from any of the other healing. It's all connected. So if you go and apply hands healing, it's not like you've suddenly separated yourself from network healers and you're applying your own hands healing. It's not. It's all part of the network as well. So it's coming from everybody. So it's just that it gets channeled through your particular hands and into that person. But it's still everybody's energy. It's still all our higher minds working in a network together. And part of this system that we're going to present is that there's a part of it that is open to introducing or using it with other systems and other therapies as well. That's part of it as well. That it's basically it's a case of understanding the fundamentals of what's going on in energy healing, and then you can combine it with any other therapy you want, whether it's another type of energy healing like Reiki, or whether it's massage therapy, or whether it's counseling or anything like that. You can combine them all together basically. Right, let me share this document with you, and we can just go through the course contents of this. And basically what this is a PDF document which we're going to have online, and anyone can download it, and it's going to have links to the YouTube videos within it, so that all you need is the PDF document. You click on the link and then it should pop up with the video. So that will be for the general public as well. Okay, hopefully you can see that. So Aya Golden Energy Healing. So I'm going to go through these lessons and talk. I might read some of it out to you, might just talk about some of it, and we'll see how far we get, and we might leave some for next week as well. And next week also we're going to be talking through all the different exercises and the actual process of the coming year, where you've got to actually go away and practice this as well. So really it's like the assessment. It's like the assignment. The assignment for these 2 lessons is a year long, basically. Okay, version 1. Important that, because there's going to be new versions coming out, of course, and if we're going to be putting this document out there, then people need to know which version it is. So I'll put the version number on the videos as well. So the contents is, there's an introduction, there is a section 1, a section 2, and a section 3. That is the golden energy healing system. Section 1, section 2, section 3. So section 1 is general, and it's got some lessons in it which just explain the concept of golden energy healing and energy healing in general. And then it's got section 2, which is self energy healing, because the best way of learning energy healing is actually to practice on yourself first, because you're always there. And the concepts are very similar. They're pretty much the same, because the healing energy has to be created within you. And then section 3 is energy healing for others. And then we've just got some Aya stuff at the end there, so don't worry too much about that at the moment. But it's these 3 sections that are important. So introduction, let me read this out to you so you know what's in it. What is this course? This is a series of 24 video lessons that will teach the basics of golden energy healing, which is the Aya method of energy healing. We believe that the benefits of energy healing should be experienced by everyone all the time, not just when you go for a formal therapy session. Energy healing can be learnt by anyone and employed in any friends or family setting. What is energy healing? So we've come up with a bit of a definition there. Energy healing is the use of the body's natural healing mechanisms with conscious intent and involves the manipulation of the magnetic energy fields within the body. These energy fields can be used to create healing energy and can be used in a self-healing capacity or can be transferred to others to perform a healing task. And then we've got legal boundaries. So we have to be clear about what this course of lessons gives you. It is not a qualification and it does not permit you to perform energy healing as a clinical and professional practice. It is designed to give you the very basics of energy healing that allows you to give healing to yourself and to your friends and family only. Now that's not the actual disclaimer. I will just shoot down here to show you the disclaimer because you mentioned that earlier. Disclaimers at the end here, and well, might as well read it. So buckle up. The content provided in this video series is intended for educational, informational, and personal development purposes only. Energy healing is complementary. The techniques taught here are designed to support general health and well-being. They are not intended to replace, supersede, or conflict with conventional medicine or psychological treatment. No medical advice. We are not doctors. We do not diagnose conditions, perform medical treatments, or prescribe substances. If you're experiencing physical or mental health issues, you should seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider immediately. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking it because of something you have learned in this course. No professional qualification. This course is designed for personal use with friends and family. It does not constitute a professional qualification or certification to practice energy healing commercially. Liability. By following the instructions in this video, you agree to take full responsibility for your own health and the health of anyone you practice on. The creators of this course assume no liability for any injury, loss, or outcome resulting from the application of the information provided. There we go. Sorry about that. So hopefully that's enough. And that's written in every video as well, in the description in every video. Right, so back to the start. And please do ask questions as we go or make comments. So back to the introduction. So what's in this course? There are 3 sections to the course. The first is a general section where we'll explain the basic concepts behind this practice. The second section will teach the basics of using golden energy healing on oneself in a self-healing manner. This is always the best way to learn energy healing as you are always available as a practice subject. The third section will teach the basics of golden energy healing for the benefit of others. This means creating healing energy within yourself and transferring it to someone else to perform a healing task. This course is currently a set of 24 video lessons on YouTube. We plan to expand the course into a short course that we will teach in person and by live video lessons. Follow us on social media to hear any updates. Remember, golden energy healing is complementary medicine and is designed to work alongside conventional healthcare to increase health and well-being. It should never act as a replacement to medical care by a licensed professional. All right, that's the introduction. So the first section, general. So here we've got 6 video lessons. And in fact, in section 2, there's 9 video lessons. And then in section 3, Energy Healing for Others, there's another 9 videos. So in the general section, first 6 videos, we've got an introduction, we've got a golden energy healing, we've got preparing yourself, we've got number 4, the bioenergy layer. Number 5, making healing energy. And number 6, the 9th chakra. So in the introduction, we're just going to be talking about, what golden energy healing, well, introducing the concept of energy healing, to be honest with you, and quite a lot about the legal boundaries, again, just to make it very clear, and just presenting what's in the course, basically. So that should be... that's all we'll put in that video. Well, it's already done, to be honest with you. I've done, by the way, I think the first 21 videos are all done and on YouTube, and I'll be uploading the next few over this week. So next Monday, they should be all ready to go and all the assignments ready to go from then on. So then there'll just be the link, basically. So there'll be all anyone would need is the PDF document, and then they can just click the link, which will be in the PDF document like that. and that should just open the video for them wherever they are. All right, so lesson 2, golden energy healing. So this is where we explain, oh, and by the way, I should have mentioned, in the introduction, we also explained that I'll be using Rosie as a test subject, as a volunteer recipient of healing. So when we do the energy healing for others, I've got Rosie out there lying down, and I'm doing a demonstration on Rosie, basically. So lesson 2 is golden energy healing. So this is where we explain what golden energy actually is, that golden energy is everywhere, and we ingest it in through our chakras, and we then turn that golden energy into healing energy, and that happens in our bodies, and we program that energy, basically. So we talk a little bit about, you know, what this energy is, subtle magnetic energy, what golden energy is, and explain the very, very basics of why it's called golden energy, basically. And then lesson 3 is preparing yourself. So most systems of energy healing have a part of it that is based on preparation. How do you prepare yourself for the healing session? So for this one, we're going to be focusing on charging up. Basically, we're going to be focusing on charging up with golden energy, and also preparing your mind to give energy healing. Because remember, this is based mainly around intention healing. So it's based around the lower mind, which is sending healing. So it's using the intention process. And so if somebody is feeling very negative, for example, a lot of negative thoughts, producing negative emotions, and that's going to be transferred through to the recipient of healing, of course. So we've got to make sure that doesn't happen. So we've got to prepare for that healing session, and we do it mainly with golden energy, yogic breathing, and with meditation as well. And they've got to charge up their golden energy as well, because we don't want them to get depleted. So part of this system is actually to charge up before and then charge up afterwards as well. And there's another part of it as well, which is ongoing self-work. So preparing yourself, there's the short-term one just before the healing session, but then there's also the long-term preparation, where you are working on yourself as a healer constantly in terms of self-healing. And all that's going to be taught in this course, or how to actually do that is going to be taught. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. This is focused at the general public, yes. But it's also part of the FASTRAC course, because our healers have to learn it. It's a bit like the self-healing lessons. The pyramid course is 7 lessons that we teach the public, but it's actually also the first lessons of the FASTRAC course. So that's that kind of thing. So lesson 4 is the bioenergy layer. So this is where we introduce the concept of the bioenergy layer, because this might be the first time that anybody's heard of this. So this course is literally entry level. You don't need any prior experience for this course. So we do have to go through the basics. So we talk about the whole bioenergy layer. We talk about what it is. We talk about the different parts of it. It's a basic introduction to the aura, the different parts of the aura, the inner aura, the outer aura, and then the energy body, and the difference between the aura and the energy body. You know, the energy body being structured magnetic fields. So we introduced the chakra system, the meridian system as well. And that's where Rosie comes in here as well. So Rosie's in that video as a recipient of healing. And then lesson 5, making healing energy. So this is where we explain how healing energy is actually made from golden energy. So we have to talk about the process of intention. And we have to talk about how to activate the intention. And this is a lower mind thought process, isn't it? Now, most of this golden energy healing course is centered around intention healing and hands healing. But we also talk about non-intention in there as well, because it has to be talked about. People have to know about it, that there is intention and there is also non-intention healing that can come from our higher minds. Now, you mentioned just a minute ago about sometimes you get this big bang of something happening some amazing success suddenly, but then it goes away. It doesn't happen every time. You nailed it with that, really, because that is most people's higher mind giving them something, but then taking it away to make sure that the ego doesn't grow. It's absolutely that's exactly what's happening. So I mentioned that. I don't think I mentioned the ego in there, but basically I mentioned about the non-intention coming from your higher mind and how sometimes it can be activated and sometimes it won't, but you don't have any control over it. But it's good for people to know about it, because the more attention that they give their higher mind, the better it is for them. The more attention the higher mind can get in any situation, the better for their own evolution. And if they know about the higher mind that can suddenly turn on non-intention healing, then they'll know what's happening. If it does happen to them, they'll know what's happening. So we introduced intention healing and non-intention healing in lesson. And lesson 6, the 9th chakra. So this is really important to add here, because there is, I think, quite a lot of misunderstanding out there in the healing world about the 9th chakra. Because a lot of systems of healing will teach that all your energy is coming from above, and it's just going through you as a healer, and that the healer is just a channel, or a channel for the source energy or something like that. Now, there's grains of truth under there, but I think it's a much more complicated picture, isn't it? Because what they're talking about there is the 9th chakra. Golden energy can come from the 9th chakra through you and into your body. We know that, don't we? Because that's one of the things that happens at Kundalini awakening stage. But the thing is, not everybody is at the same stage of development. Not everybody is at the same stage of Kundalini growth. Some people have not yet started their Kundalini journey. Some people are halfway through it. Some people are towards the end, close to self-realization. So the 9th chakra can be in all sorts of different stages of growth. So the problem is if you're learning a system of healing, energy healing, that you're thinking that all your energy is coming through from the 9th chakra, and if the reality is that it isn't, then you're going to be depleted very quickly, because all your energy is actually going to be coming from inside your energy body. So depletion is quite a problem, isn't it, in energy healing? And most systems of healing have got some method or some acknowledgement about depletion. So what we're going to teach here in this is to always use the breath, always use the chakras as the main source of golden energy. So that includes using golden energy yogic breathing. But we introduced the concept of the 9th chakra because if somebody has got to the point where their 9th chakra can start sending a bit of golden energy through, then they can use both methods. So we're going to, there's an exercise in there to actually encourage that the 9th chakra growth and encourage golden energy to start coming down from the 9th chakra, but never replacing the other chakras method as well. Yeah. Well, firstly, the 9th chakra is only golden energy, so that's only the source of where your golden energy is coming from. Then when you make healing energy out of it, that's programming. So that's happening in your body. But the lower mind or intention healing is perfectly capable of reducing tumors and things like that. So that type of programming is available to lower mind healing for sure. Sometimes I'd say it probably has to be very repetitive to work, but it can work that way. But of course, higher mind healing can also do that very easily as well. So, and many healers will have a percentage of higher mind to lower mind healing, because higher mind healing grows over a long period of time and it grows through spiritual evolution. And the more advanced somebody is in spiritual evolution, the more connected their two circulation systems are of lower mind and higher mind. And therefore, the more higher mind energy can seep into the lower mind circulation system and then out of their chakras. So, yeah, it could be any number of things what happened there, I'd say. Okay, then, so moving on to the next section, section 2. self-energy healing. So in this section, we've also put in the basic energy sensitivity exercises as well. So basically, we've got lesson 7, kinesthetic energy sensitivity. Lesson 8, visual energy sensitivity. Lesson 9, energy work. Lesson 10, moving energy with the breath. Lesson 11, programming healing energy. And lesson 12, unblocking chakras. And then lesson 13, golden energy self-healing. So this culminates, after they've done all those exercises, it culminates in a golden energy self-healing. And then 2 examples of that. One on a simple example, like a sprained ankle, and then the last one on a more serious example, like cancer. And then 15, pain reduction as well. So a few techniques for pain reduction. So kinesthetic energy sensitivity. So this one, we're really just starting the basics of energy sensitivity, which is really the start of most energy healing systems, to be honest with you. So we start with the hands. We start building energy sensitivity with the hands. We start trying to feel the edges of the aura, the inner aura, and then we try and feel the edge of the energy body. And I start trying to feel chakras and things like that. We even start to increase the sensitivity of the fingers and the palms. So there's little exercises with energy balls, moving them up and down your fingers, really sparking that energy sensitivity. And then one with the palms, where you're moving energy around your palm, and you start feeling your hand chakra and things like that. So that's really just the basics of starting to feel energy with the hands. And then visual energy sensitivity. So I think this is often left out of many systems of energy healing, to be honest with you, trying to train yourself to see energy. So we go through the main ways of seeing energy, whether you're seeing it as an actual haze of energy. That's one way, where you actually see it out there around people or around your hands. And, we do the little aura exercise, aura seeing exercise with the hands. And also the much better method of seeing it in your mind's eye. And we're calling that visual intuition method. That's the one where you're seeing it through the brow chakra, and it's coming through as a vision from your higher mind, basically. So we teach that and teach ways of increasing that. And then energy work, lesson 9. So this is where we actually teach the exercise that I think you might have seen it before, but we teach the exercise of how to actually create energy flow in the body. So basically it's freeing up the energy body of blockages. That's what's actually happening here. And all the circulation systems, to be honest, in the lower mind circulation system as well. So this is using focused or kinesthetic meditation techniques or tactile meditation techniques in the body, moving energy around the body and freeing up certain areas of the body. And you go around your whole body until everything's started to move freely. And then that's finishing up with some whole body energy wave exercises, where you're moving waves of energy all the way up and down your body. And that's when you really know that you've got 100% flow, when you can feel these whole energy waves moving up and down your body. And that's, by the way, that's using the free flow system as well in the energy body. So that's energy work. So all these exercises are needed before we even start, to create healing energy. And I'll just do this one as well, and then we can stop for a break maybe. So lesson 10 is moving energy with the breath. So this concludes the kind of energy work part, really. So once sensitivity has been created, once energy flow is moving around the body, then you can start directing it, and you can start using the breath to direct it. So I think you've done this before as well when we took the first lesson on energy healing, where we're on the in-breath, we're gathering energy into the solar plexus area, and then on the out-breath, we're moving it somewhere in the body to intensify the movement and to move it wherever we want. Okay, should we stop for a little break? Any questions about what we've just talked about though? Well, let's stop for a break, and then we can always have questions after. Okay, should we start, shall we? So we have talked about the first section, general, where we've got 6 videos: introduction, golden energy healing, preparing yourself, the bioenergy layer, making healing energy, and the 9th chakra. And then you've got section 2, self-energy healing. So we've talked about lesson 7, kinesthetic energy sensitivity. And by the way, the word kinesthetic just means location in the body somewhere, doesn't it? 8, visual energy sensitivity. Number 9, energy work, creating energy flow. And then lesson 10 was moving energy with the breath. So moving on to lesson 11, programming healing energy. So this builds on the one of the lessons in the first section. Now we're actually going to show people how to actually program the energy. And this is using the intention process of the lower mind. And it's a thought process with visualizations or mantras. So we go through a few different examples of how to actually create a visualization and then to how to actually apply it, basically. And that programs the energy into healing energy. And then lesson 12 is unblocking chakras. And this is so important that it has to be in here, to be honest with you. And this is mainly centered around chakra breathing. And chakra breathing, yes, it's a self-healing technique, but it is also an energy healing technique as well. It's also a self-energy healing technique, because in your visualization, when you're unblocking your chakra in your visualization, you are sending energy healing to your chakra to unblock it. So it is also energy healing. And unblocking chakras is so important for a healer as well as for anybody else. So it's got a whole lesson on that, basically. And one of the best things a healer can do for themselves is to keep their chakras clear of blockages, because that keeps their energy body clear of blockages, which means that's the less amount of energy work they're going to have to do on themselves. When they first start doing energy work on themselves, it's going to be quite a job. Most people have got little blockages going on everywhere, and sometimes big blockages. So there's a lot of work to do to unblock all the energy body and unblock the chakras, and then it's a constant job to keep on top of those chakras. Now, I hope you realize as well that I've gone back into the mode of teaching to the general public, right? Normally, we're talking about network healers, and network healers are going through Kundalini awakening and self-realization. So it all changes after that, because the Kundalini energy coats the chakras and then it can't get blocked up anymore. So I'm going back to the other method of teaching, i.e. keeping on top of your chakra. Okay, and then lesson 13 is golden energy self-healing. So now we put everything together, everything that they've learned, we put it all together into a nice exercise, and we use a sprained ankle, I think I used as an example. So this is basically that exercise where we charge ourselves up with golden energy yogic breathing. We focus all of that energy in the solar plexus storage on the in-breath, and then on the out-breath we move it down to the ankle, and then on the breath hold at the bottom of the breath, you visualize it doing its job. That's programming. You visualize it in detail, in terms of, muscles and tendons and anything else that is actually needing to be rebuilt. You're actually visualizing all that and then repeating it on every single breath, basically. So we take you through a full exercise of doing that in lesson 13. And then lesson 14 is the same, but using an example of cancer. And I think I've used lung cancer as an example. So trying to reduce the size of a tumor in one of the lungs, and again taking them through the whole process and how to actually create the visualization. So basically it's planning the healing session beforehand, creating the visualization, knowing what you're going to do, and then doing the healing session. And also even to the point of planning a 20-minute healing session or something, where you start with 5 minutes of golden energy yogic breathing, then you do 5 minutes of healing, and then you have a little break, and then you do another 5 minutes of healing, and then you have another break and another 5 minutes. So you're not doing like a whole 20 minutes or 30 minutes of just constant breath work, because that's just too intensive. So you have to break it up in little chunks, basically. And then lesson 15 is pain reduction. So I've used the golden energy self-healing method, so a variation on the previous example where you're moving energy to a pain area and reducing the pain in that way. I've also used a method called, I can't remember what I've called it now, but it's using the thalamus in the brain, and you're sending energy to the thalamus in the center of the brain, because the thalamus is an area where all your senses go to. It's a relay station for your senses coming from your body. And if you can have an impact on the thalamus, you can actually stop or reduce pain that's coming through from your body. So this is a technique that I used to use years and years ago for quite some time, and it always used to work. Never used to take the pain completely away, but it reduces it to some degree. So I've put that in there as well. And we've also got some pain reduction through meditation in there as well. So pain management through meditation, which is not strictly energy healing, but it's such an important way of managing pain that it needs to go in there as well if we're talking about pain reduction. All right, and then that is section 2. Any comments about that section? So we talk about methods of delivery, lesson 16. So that is hands healing, proximity healing, and distance healing. Now, this course is mainly around hands healing. So that's what we focus on really in the video lessons. But we mention all three because, for example, proximity healing is when you're just in a room with somebody. So you're in their proximity. And that's really good if you want to combine it with another therapy, for example. So if somebody is a therapist, any type of therapist, a massage therapist or a counselor or psychotherapist, whatever, they can actually use proximity healing while they're talking to somebody or while they're applying their own therapy. And distance healing, of course, we have to mention and give them a few techniques of how to apply distance healing. We do also mention in there that they should be using all of them, really. They should be using them all together at different times, depending on what the situation is. Lesson 17, the aura. So the aura, we talk about the different aspects of the aura, the inner aura, the outer aura, and the uses of knowing about these and feeling them. And we talk about how to actually start feeling them and seeing them as well, and what you can actually get out of feeling the inner aura, depletions and dips in the inner aura, and understanding how these dips or holes in the aura can come about. And then energy body. Yeah, so 18 is the energy body in general. So we talk more about the energy body in terms of how to get your energy into the energy body, whether it's through the crown chakra or through the feet chakra or through any of the other chakras, because it does depend on what you're doing. Emotional energy healing has to go through the emotion chakras. If someone's really blocked up, then the crown chakra is quite a good one because of the magnetic field lines of the aura, and it's like a guide for energy to go in. And we also talk about primers, sending a section of white energy healing in before the main bulk of a healing session to unblock the way through a chakra. We'll talk about that. And we finish with that with an exercise for them to take away, which is called Golden Energy Refresh. Golden Energy Refresh exercise is basically it's giving a boost. I used to call it an oil change, but I'm calling it a Golden Energy Refresh now. It's a rebrand. And basically you're sucking out all the negative emotional energy in their energy body, and then you're replacing it with clean golden energy, fresh golden energy. And that gives them a boost, an emotional boost. So we teach them how to do that. And then lesson 19 is the chakra system. So we go into real detail with the chakras now. So far we've been talking about the 7 major chakras, and we've been explaining where they are in the different openings and stuff, and the different directions of the openings of the chakras. And now we include a few more. So we talk about the hand chakras, the feet chakras. We talk about the 8th and 9th chakra being part of the Kundalini system. And we talk about the spleen chakra, and we just mentioned it really, the spleen chakra and the reproduction chakra. So the reproduction chakra is a derivative of the sacral chakra, and the spleen chakra is a derivative of the solar plexus chakra. And so then we talk about the specifics of how to unblock a chakra. So we use the solar plexus as an example on Rosie, and basically talk about the different spinning energies that are coming in and out of a chakra, the different, how to feel them, and how to actually unblock a chakra and suck up the blockage into your own energy body, and how to neutralize it within your own energy body. And another couple of techniques as well. So that's the chakra system. And then the meridian system, we do a lesson on the meridian system. So talking about the different meridians and how to actually clear the meridians. So running your visualizing energy coming out of your chakras and unblocking energy, whitish energy coming out of your hand chakras, and actually running them down the meridians to actually unblock blockages in the meridians. So we talk through each meridian and give them an exercise of how to actually run your hands down them in the right direction, of course, because the meridians are one-way vessels. You've got to chase the blockages out of the meridians as you go. Talk a bit about fibromyalgia, pain in that as well, and also chronic fatigue. And then lesson 21, healing the material body. So this is where we actually apply energy healing into the material body, because so far we have just been talking about chakras and energy bodies and meridian systems and things like that. So this time we're talking through a whole exercise from start to finish, from planning the healing session all the way through each step of the healing session, of how to send your healing energy into somebody else and go and apply a healing job in the material body. And I think I use the condition of asthma for this one, because that is part of our research project. So it's about sending the primer first to unblock the way, then sending the main bulk of the healing session with visualizations and moving the energy and visualizing it doing its job and all that, and then finishing with an ender. So you start with a primer, you finish with an ender, and the ender is replenishing the energy body with golden energy, which we teach them to do after any healing session, is to finish with that ender. All right, and then 3 more. Emotional energy healing. So it's quite overlooked, I think, sometimes with energy healing. It is a type of energy healing, really, you could say. And this is how to send somebody emotional energy healing. And we'll use the example of love, generating love within yourself and then sending it to somebody else. Now, this really does change quite a lot if it's intention or non-intention healing, because quite often when we're talking about this in network healers, we say we're going to send that person love, and we assume that our higher minds are going to do it. That's the whole point of network healers. It's non-intention healing. But with intention healing, you've got to do it differently. With intention healing, you've got to generate that emotion within yourself. So it's a kind of a different technique. You've got to sit there and try and build a feeling of love within yourself, and then send it across, basically. So we'll teach them that. And then self-protection, of course, lesson 23, there is always a system of self-protection in any system of energy healing. How to protect yourself energetically and emotionally. So that will be the standard, well, not the standard, but the A way of how to actually protect yourself from energy drainage. And don't think I'm going to include anything else in there, like entities or anything like that. It's probably too much for this course. By the way, there is going to be an advanced. This is the basic golden energy healing, and then there's going to be an advanced level as well. So we'll fit loads more stuff in the advanced one. So this is going to be the basics of self-protection, how to make sure you don't get depleted of energy. And that's going to be talking about the 9th chakra issue as well, probably in there. And then lastly, lesson 24, using golden energy healing with other practices. So this is where we explain how the system that we're presenting here is really a biological system. This is how it's working in the body. And once you understand how this stuff works in the body, you can apply it in any situation, and you can apply it in any technique. This is the same way that other energy healing systems work, if you know what I mean. So it's the underlying biology of it that makes it happen. So it doesn't matter if you're doing Reiki or pranic healing or therapeutic touch or anything else. It's the same mechanisms in the body. So once you understand that, you can apply it to anything, really. So you can be using golden energy healing while you're using Reiki or while you're using something else. And of course, we want to also add in here about all different other types of therapy as well. You know, and quite often therapists are doing this naturally as well. Isn't, you know, this energy healing is a natural process which happens sometimes without you realizing anyway. So hopefully it might make a lot of other therapies realize that they might be doing this anyway. So they can even enhance that process by using it. And there we go. That's it, really. A bit on Aya and Silent Revolution, but that's the main bulk of that diagram. And I'm going to, so I haven't completely finished uploading those to YouTube, so I'll be doing that this week. And then I'll also upload that document into Classroom. So that document's not in Classroom yet. And the videos I'll make them go live or public this week sometime. But this video lesson will be in Classroom as normal, and the course notes. You know, the advanced one, for example, is going to have additional stuff like the book of codes. Once we've written the book of codes, we're going to start applying a code to each medical condition, for example, and that includes a bit more explanation on how to program the energy. For example, using different colors. So I'm not talking about different colors much in this course. For example, there's going to be stuff like that, and also you can expand it more as you go into an advanced level and more detail. And like you say, you can, you know, it's endless really. Yeah, you could make a whole degree course out of this for sure. So another thing I was thinking of doing, well, this is very new, this idea, but I'll mention it, and that is that our Aya program of Golden Energy Healing, which is a program now within Network Healers, we can also maybe start setting up or very slowly start doing little local healing events for the community. So if anyone wants to do it in the future, I was thinking about maybe sometime this year actually starting myself and just going down the local eco park, and maybe just offering free energy healing for the community, basically. Maybe like a Saturday morning once a month or something like that. I was thinking of just doing that and seeing how it goes. And then, you know, if it becomes popular with the public, then, you know, it can maybe spread to different locations. And this might be a way of actually applying this program locally wherever we have a networked healer, if they want to do that, obviously. Yeah, well, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, one of the ways I was thinking of doing it is actually as a way of teaching the Golden Energy Healing system. So you could, depending on how many people are there, but you could do healing on somebody, but you could also teach it at the same time. So you are teaching a group of people this system, because that's the whole point, really. It's about teaching everybody how to do this themselves. So you could combine it together, couldn't you? You could be giving healing to somebody and then teaching at the same time. And you could also be sending healing to everybody in the class or the group as well, because you'd be demonstrating proximity healing then, wouldn't you? So it could be like, turn up for a healing session. You might be the subject of hands healing, or you might be the subject of proximity healing, but you also learn golden energy healing at the same time. Yeah. Well, I think that what we need to do is bring that word back with credibility, basically. So that's the idea. Yeah, it's bringing it into the mainstream and still using the word, because that's what it is, but bringing credibility into it. But that also involves the whole spiritual evolution journey. Because if you remember lesson 2, I think, the Aya Guide to Healing, where we took you through that whole diagram of what healing actually means to us, what the definition of healing is, and the universal law of healing, of how, you know, the source creates energy as a separation and then leads to suffering, and then you go on a journey of healing through reincarnation, and then you find balance and you find self-realization, you know. So the whole universal journey is about healing. So it's about bringing that word back in and making all of this mainstream, making all of this part of mainstream healthcare, basically. So I totally agree that at the moment out there, the word healing is like stay away from it because it's not credible. But our mission here is to make it credible and bring it to everybody, basically. Yeah, yeah. And I reckon, some of that has to do with the problem of unregulation or voluntary regulation. And basically, it's because anyone can do anything. And basically, you've got this whole sector which is just full of absolute nonsense everywhere, and it's obviously it's brought the whole thing down. So now it's kind of like ridiculed by society because of everyone just doing all sorts of nonsense and rubbish. And it, the trust in it is completely gone because there's so many scammers and there's so many people out there trying to actually deceive people. So, and that's the problem of regulation, which is why we're trying to bring the profession of it into statutory regulation and make it properly regulated, and therefore it separates it out from all the nonsense and the trash that's going on. But I think a lot of that has just to do with getting out there in front of people and shouting, basically shouting about it, explaining what's going on, explaining what we're doing, explaining and understanding the whole thing, bringing it into science, doing our research projects, and basically getting us in front of as many people as we can to so that the public understand, basically. So it's all about media, social media, and just getting out there, I think. And then it will grow and grow and grow. And what we're planning on doing is using the course function on YouTube. So on YouTube, if you create a playlist, and then you can set it as a course, and then it's got lots of different little functions, and you can upload other documents, you can run little quizzes and things like that, and you can start a community in that particular place. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to run that as a course on YouTube, and then people can join it, and they can go through all the lessons. They can comment. They can get answers from us. And actually, I was going to ask maybe some of you guys also to help with that if anyone is keen on helping that in terms of managing it and answering questions and things like that. It can be eventually it can be a group effort. It's going to be quite a while before it sort of gathers traction anyway. But then gradually we can turn that into more of a course. So at the moment it's just the basics. It's just a set of lessons. But then we can start making little quizzes for the public as well, and get them to complete certain things and turn it more into a course. And then gradually it will build into more of a course. But yeah, the community will be there on YouTube, hopefully. And we can, if we're doing little local events as well, we can send people to that place as well to as a focal point. But the FASTRAC will still stay on Google Classroom, of course, because that's a whole different thing, because we're going to be using these 24 videos as a pretext for a year's study on it. So in the year practice, the FASTRAC students will take those videos away and practice it themselves, log it all down, and over a course of a year, they'll practiced in that, and then that'll be part of the FASTRAC qualification. And the FASTRAC, the classroom aspect, Google Classroom aspect, will actually carry on through the second year. So all our conversations surrounding it will carry on Google Classroom throughout the second year. So it'll be part of the qualification. Right, I guess we better call it a day. It's 12 o'clock. So we didn't do any self-healing, but that was obviously what was supposed to happen. So we'll see what we do next week. We'll carry on talking about that and talking about the different exercises. I'll take you through the logbook that will, or the spreadsheet logbook that we're going to give, and all the different exercises that we have to go through, and how long we would expect to spend on each, and some schedules and things like that. And hopefully some self-healing stuff as well. Not that you guys need it, but it's good. It's important for network healers to know these exercises inside out, really, all the breathwork exercises that we need to teach to other people. But we'll see. We'll see what happens next week. All right, so there isn't a specific assignment for this week. We'll present the assignment for the golden energy healing. We'll present that next week, but that, of course, is a year long assignment, really. All right, let's call it a day. All right, then. See you next week. Bye-bye.